The Rockies take on the Dodgers, 4:10 p.m. Eastern first pitch. The Dodgers are minus 225 on the money line. Totals 8.5, juice to the over. The Rockies are plus $1.90 for some money line cash. And if you like the Rockies on the run line, they're minus $1.10, catching the 1.5. We got Antonio Sensatella for the Rockies. Ross Stripling on the bump for the Dodgers. I've won 2 out of my last 3 MLB tier package plays on patreon.com/Brock Page. I'm also hitting at 63% my last 16 picks in that same category as well. For more information on how you can access these exclusive premium selections, link for that site is in the description section below. That's patreon.com/Brock Page. Now, Sensatella is 3-0 on this season, 2.90 ERA and a 1.03 whip. Antonio struck out 24 batters in 31 innings of work. He's walked just 5. And as bad as Colorado's been recently, these guys have cashed in on the run line in 10 out of their last 12 road games. They're in the top 10 in run production per contest, top 5 in offensive hits per game as well. Charlie Blackmon's leading the team in hits, batting average, RBI, and on-base percentage. He's currently hitting .402. That's his batting average. .402 with 24 RBI. He's tied for sixth in the league in runs batted in. Charlie's also been walked 11 times and has an on-base percentage of .440. Trevor Story's batting .297 with 7 homers, 16 RBI. And Nelson Arenado's also batted in 16 with 7 homers on the season as well. The Rockies' pitching staff is in the top 3 in fewest walks allowed per game. They're also in the top 3 in fewest runs allowed on the road. They're giving up just 2.5 runs per contest when they travel. Now, the Dodgers on the other side, they have Ross Stripling on the bump for him today. He's allowed 3 homers. He allowed 3 homers in a 5-run third inning in his last outing against the Mariners. Ross has a 5.61 ERA and a 1.32 whip. The Dodgers are in the bottom 10 in striking batters out at home. And when it comes to the total in this one, 2 out of Stripling's last 3 starts for Los Angeles got over the number. 6 out of LA's last 10 got over the posted total as well. Meanwhile, the Rockies on the other side saw 4 out of Sensatella's last 5 starts get over the posted total themselves. 2 out of Colorado's last 4 got over the number as well. Give me the underdog Rockies plus 1.5 and the over 8.5 in that game. Before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick timeout and welcome you to the video. Got some lines and personal leads out for Sunday's MLB baseball action. Happy Sunday to you. Hopefully you guys are having an outstanding weekend thus far. Now, before we go ahead and dive into some more free content right here on YouTube, I just have to quickly remind you once again that we've won 2 out of our last 3 MLB tier package plays on patreon.com/Brock Page. We're also hitting at 63% our last 16 MLB tier package plays on that site as well. If you want some more information on how you can join in on the action, link for that site is in the description section below. And once again, that's patreon.com/Brock Page. And moving on, we're going to take a look at the Arizona Diamondbacks taking on the San Francisco Giants, 4:10 p.m. Eastern start time. The D-backs are minus $1.25. Totals 8.5, juice to the over. The Giants are plus $1.10 on the money line. And if you like San Fran on the run line, they're minus 155, catching the 1.5 to cover. We got Trevor Cahill for the Giants, Luke Weaver for Arizona. Weaver's just 1-3 on the season, 9.16 ERA and a 1.77 whip. The Diamondbacks have lost their last 4 straight, including multiple losses to the Giants during that stretch. Arizona's averaged just 1.2 runs per contest in their last 4 games as well, really struggling at the plate. The D-backs are in the bottom 10 in scoring, bottom 5 in offensive walks. They're winning just 31% of their ball games away from home this season, and they've covered the run line in just 6 of those contests. The Arizona Diamondbacks also rank in the top 10 in most runs allowed per contest, and they're also in the top 3 in most walks allowed per contest on the road. The D-backs have won just 3 out of their last 9 head-to-head meetings with the Giants. And speaking of San Fran, they are currently on a 5-game winning streak themselves, and that includes an 8-2 victory over the Angels during that span. Trevor Cahill's on the mound for San Francisco, 1.59 ERA, and 6 strikeouts in just over 5 innings of work. The Giants rank in the top 10 in hits on average per game. They're also in the top 3 in home scoring. They've covered the run line nearly 70% of the time at home this season. Very good covering the 1.5 or laying the 1.5 in some spots. But anyway, Donovan Solano leads the team in hits and batting average. Don's hitting .363 with 9 doubles and 16 runs batted in. Wilmer Flores leads the club in homers with 7 of them. He's also driven in 19. And Mike Yastrzemski currently leads the club in RBI and OBP. He's knocked in 22 on the season, and he's walked 23 times. A lot of free passes for him. He's got an OBP of .434. The Giants are in the top 3 in hits on average per game at home. And when it comes to the scoring in this one, 7 out of their last 9 got over the posted total. The Giants also went 10-3 to the over at Oracle Park this season as well. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Arizona side of things, 3 out of Luke Weaver's last 4 starts got over the number themselves. So with all that said and done, give me the Underdog Giants plus $1.10 and the over 8.5 in that contest. Next matchup, it is going to be Rangers-Mariners, 4:10 p.m. Eastern start time. The Rangers are minus 150, totals 8 and a hook. The Mariners are plus 130 for an outright win. And if you like Seattle to keep this one close, they're minus 175, catching the 1.5. We got Justin Dunn for the Mariners, Mike Minor for the Rangers. Now, Minor's 0-4 with a .694 ERA and a 1.50 whip. I don't know what happened to him. The Rangers are on a 7-game losing streak, including a 10-1 loss yesterday to this Mariners club. Texas has won just 3 of 13 away from the friendly confines this year, failing to cover the run line in 77% of those contests. Texas is also winning just 33% of their ball games as the underdog. They're scoring just 3.8 runs per contest for the year. The Rangers rank in the bottom 5 in hits, top 10 in most runs allowed per contest as well. They're currently 6 games below 500 and find themselves 8 games behind the Oakland A's for first place in the division. They are taking on a Mariners club who, believe it or not, they've won 3 out of their last 4, including a 6-4 victory over the LA Dodgers. Very impressive win for him there. Justin Dunn picked up his first career win at Texas with 6 innings of 2-run ball. The Mariners are 4-1 in their last 5 when hosting the Rangers. They're also 8-6 ATS at home, and they rank in the top 10 in striking batters out at home as well. Kyle Lewis leads the club in hits, batting average, homers, and on-base percentage. Kyle's hitting .373 with 6 homers and 18 walks. He's got an OBP of .463. Very impressive stat there. Kyle Seager also ranks 8th in the league in RBI. He's knocked in 23 thus far in the year and is currently hitting .300 on the dot. Now, total-wise, 3 out of Justin Dunn's last 4 starts got over the posted total. The Rangers, on the other side, are currently 77% to the over away from home this year. I'm going to lean toward another underdog. Give me the Underdog Mariners plus 1.5 and the over 8.5 in that contest. All right, next and final matchup for the show, it is going to be Phillies-Braves, 7:08 p.m. Eastern start time. The Phillies are the $1.10 favorite on the road, totals 9.5, juice to the under. The Braves are the $1.05 underdog in the friendly confines. And if you like the Braves to cover the run line, they're minus 175, catching the 1.5. Josh Tomlin for Atlanta, Zach Eflin for the Phils. Now, Eflin's 0-1 on the season with a .514 ERA and a 1.50 whip. Phillies won just 25% of their games away from home this season and failed to cover the run line in 6 out of those 8. Phillies also winning just 43% of their ball games when favored. And they are currently in the middle of a 5-game losing streak, ice cold right now. They rank in the top 3 in most runs allowed per game. They're also in the top 3 in most hits allowed as well. They're taking on a red-hot Atlanta team who won 5 out of their last 6 themselves, including an 11-2 beatdown of this Phillies club. Josh Tomlin's 1-0 on the season after 15 1/3 innings of work. He's got a .235 ERA and a 1.04 whip. He's also struck out 18 and walked just 4. The Braves are in the top 10 in scoring, top 10 in hits. They're also winning 77% of their games at Truist Park this year. Dansby Swanson leads Atlanta in hits and batting average. He's currently hitting .306 with 16 ribbies and 3 stolen bases. Marcell Ozuna's knocked 7 home runs and batted in 18. And Freddie Freeman currently has walked 20 times on the season and has an OBP of 420. The Braves are in first place in the NL East and find themselves 5 games ahead of the fighting Phillies here in the standings. Now, total-wise, Atlanta's last 4 straight got over the posted total. 4 out of their last 5 head-to-head meetings with the Phillies also got over the number. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, the Phillies saw 5 out of their last 7 divisional games get over the posted number themselves. Phillies officially 75% to the over on the road this season. I'm going to lean toward another underdog. Give me the underdog Braves minus 105 and the over 9.5 in that contest. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on Patreon. If you decide to get a package here today, just keep in mind we'll bill you the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. But most importantly, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, happy Sunday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/.